Yo, welcome back to Inside the Lunchbox. This is your boy Chef MaQ, and once again we're back in the studio. Myself, Chef MaQ, and the infamous, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rex himself.
Yeah, we're back. We're back in the studio bringing you wonderful updates about herbs and spices and all kinds of other goodness. Where they're from, what they're used for, can you grow them, things of that nature.
So, Levi, how was your week? How was your week from since last time we recorded?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Not a whole lot going on, just a lot of work. You've seen the pictures I've seen. We're doing a lot of physical labor at work, so yeah, I'm just kind of tired today. But the show must go on.
The show must go on. So my week was cold.
Yeah.
got a little snowstorm. Well, not a snowstorm, more like an ice storm here in Texas.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been great. Got the chance to eat some good food.
Last Tuesday, I went out to my car to go to work, and there was a sheet of ice covered my entire vehicle. I had to break the ice just to get my door handle open.
Oh wow! So my door wouldn't even open. Like my passenger door,
Yeah.
wouldn't even open, and I didn't know that until later on that evening when I was trying to open the door for somebody, and I grabbed it hard, and I'm surprised my door handle didn't come off. Like it was,
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, it's still frozen.
Yeah, I had to wait for a minute for the ice on my windshield to start thawing out with my defrost on before I could even go to work. So I made it to work on time, but barely on time because of that extra time wasted doing that.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about 3 more spices. Let's spice it up again. Today we're going to talk about coriander, not cilantro. We're going to talk about cumin, and we're going to talk about sage. A lot of people know about sage. Sage has multiple uses.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Sage is definitely, I would say, mysterious to me. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of traditions around sage, what it can do, what it doesn't do. A lot of superstitions around sage because it's been cultivated for so long. In fact, one of the reasons why an old sage is like a wise old person with good memory is there was belief back in the day, because sage was cultivated in monasteries. There's a belief back in the day that sage would help your memory. Therefore, if you were a wise sage, it's someone with a good memory because, you were rubbing sage on you or eating sage or smoking sage, who knows, to have a good memory. That was just a belief. Does it help with memory? I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, so do you have what can we use sage for?
Well, I mean, we're doing coriander first.
We're doing coriander.
Yeah, that's just a little me accent.
Let's do coriander
sneaking things
first.
in.
So everybody knows. Some people may not know that coriander is actually the seed of cilantro.
Oh,
And they actually have 2 different flavor profiles. So just because you have a seed of a cilantro doesn't mean it's going to taste the same or that it's going to provide the same flavor profile. It's not. So coriander is also kind of lost my train of thought. Coriander can refer to both as an herb and a spice. A lot of people, the way that you use coriander is you roast your coriander seeds and then you grind them, and then you could use them as such. Although the term coriander is used much in the world of reference of both cilantro leaves and seeds in America, generally refers to dried cilantro seeds. I don't know why they call it that. That's just what we do here in the U.S. We mix up everything, which are used as spices, both whole from ground cilantro leaves and coriander. And of course, I just said they taste very, very different. And did you know that cilantro gives off a chemical that makes people think it tastes like soap?
no, but it makes sense when I taste cilantro and things. I think like, wow, that tastes like I just licked soap.
Yeah, it's actually I forgot the word for it, but a lot of people don't eat it or don't like it because it's like they're eating a bar of soap or whatever, which is kind of weird.
Did you know that mint gives off a chemical that makes people think it tastes like toothpaste?
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna. All right, coriander plant. Let's moving on. Coriander is a member of the parsley family. It's annual plant that grows on a slender green stem. The plant can grow up to 3 feet tall and leaves a resemblance of parsley leaves. When coriander flower is produced, white flowers with a hint of purple and a round light brown seed. These seeds can be harvested and used as spices. So, coriander was actually dated back like 5,000 BC.
Wow.
It is actually was harvested or was grown on the riverbanks of the Nile River.
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
Yeah, so it was actually I think we talked about it a little bit last show about the transport and the history of spices from the old world to the new world and how it came over here. And so it's not native to being here in San Antonio, we eat a lot. San Antonio. Being here in Texas, we eat a lot of tacos.
Yeah.
A lot of Mexican food, and a lot of Mexican food has cilantro on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, cilantro is not coriander; it's the seed, but it's not native to here.
Yeah. So coriander is the plant. The coriander spice is the seed. Cilantro are the green stems of the plant.
Yes, you said it, and then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. But yes, 100% right.
Yeah, coriander is the name of the plant, also the seed.
Also the seed.
When you're talking about the spice, you're talking about coriander spice, you're talking about the seed of the plant, the stems and the leaves. That's what cilantro is. Now, here's my opinion as a native New Mexican. If you bite into a taco and it has cilantro on it, that is a genuine Mexican taco. If you bite into a taco and it has cheese on it, that's Tex-Mex.
Yeah,
that's Americanization.
Yeah, so true story. I had a friend who we were working at this company and we decided to go to La Palmas Tacos here in Conroe, Texas. Check it out if you're here. They have La Palmas 1 and La Palmas 2. To me, they're great. They're both really good. So he's never been to La Palmas. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. This is when they were open late before the pandemic, way before the pandemic. And he was like, okay, we went up there and I told him, hey, when you go here, do not ask for cheese on your taco. He's like, man, I want cheese. I'm like, they don't sell cheese. They're not going to have it.
That's an American Tex-Mex thing.
Yeah, and I tried to tell him that. So we get up there and this guy orders like 6 tacos with cheese. And the lady says, sir, we don't have cheese. We don't sell cheese. And he had the nerve to tell her, well, I was up here last week and I had cheese and you guys put cheese on my taco. And the lady turned around and said, I've been here for 26 years. We never had cheese. Yeah. I was like, oh, dude, I don't order an authentic taco with cheese. Like he said, it's Tex-Mex.
No, that's the Tex-Mex American thing.
Yeah. So also coriander was also also the stinky. I think it's several other herbs that's also called like the stinky herb because of the smell that it gives off. So coriander is the flavor profile is citrusy, earthy. That's why it goes well with a lot of like lemon and lime, and very well with Mexican dishes because they use a lot of lime.
They use a lot of lime.
A lot of citrusy type fruits and stuff like that. A lot of their stuff has a lot of acidity in it, so that's why it goes so well with the Mexican dishes. Coriander was an individual medicine and tonic. It also helped with fevers during the Egyptian times.
Because that acid's going to burn out the virus.
Yeah, so a lot of these herbs we talk about, folks, these are like your common medicines back in the day.
Yeah.
What do you call those medicines that are not like they're just like herbal medicines? So a lot of herbs that we have, that's what they were used for. They was used for medicinal purposes back in the day. So definitely check out coriander. I would say when you're making coriander or when you're using coriander or when you're using your seeds, your coriander seeds, roast them first, ground them up, And then you can use it over your chicken. You can use it in a dry rub. Probably want to use a little bit of acidity like lemon or lime. And definitely give it a shot. Give it a shot. Coriander. I actually like coriander. But yeah, definitely check it out.
I love cilantro, but I'm definitely have to try coriander now. I didn't know they were from the same plant.
You didn't know that?
No.
Huh.
How many people would know that?
I would think you would know that since you're from New Mexico.
Right. All right. Moving on to sage.
Sage.
All right.
Going off those evil spirits.
So sage is cultivated. It comes from Europe. It comes from like Southern Europe-ish. Also places in Turkey and other places. Sage, man, you threw me off with that. You really
My
did.
bad.
But it was also used a lot of times, like I was talking about, in monasteries, storehouses, because it had to be dried out, right? If you dry out sage, it preserves it. Sage is a very hardy plant. It comes from the mint family, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna join my mint collection up
Mint.
there.
Here we go.
They grow up to about 2 feet tall, and the best time to harvest them is in the spring. However, you don't have to rip the plant out. You can get multiple trimmings off of one sage plant. Multiple trimmings, sometimes even a year from it per growing season. They've been around for thousands and thousands of years. They've been used for a lot of different things, like I was talking about, specifically with like good memory. It has a very sorry, we might have to edit that out. But anyways, it has a woody, bitter, minty taste to it. And there's a lot of different variations of sage. You have like white sage and a bunch of other different types of sage. I believe there's over, from what I was reading here, there's over 700 different types.
Yes, there is. That I did know.
Of sage out there.
So sage.
The herb was used in England to make a tea that was considered pleasant and healthy beverage. One common belief, like I'd already talked about, is strengthens memories. That's why you have the wise old sage. And even up to like the 17th century, it's like the 1600s, sage was introduced in places like China, where they would exchange sage plants for tea plants from China. It has like a silvery gray in color. Dried sage is usually sold ground or rubbed. Ground sage is made by grinding the entire leaf, the dried out leaf, into a very fine powder, which then you can like rub on your food.
It's very, very, very strong.
Yeah, it's very strong thing. It's used in Greek and Italian cuisines because, like I said, it comes from mostly Southern Europe. And Southern Europe would be like Spain, Italy, Greece, parts of Turkey. That latitude. It does need to be warm. It needs a warm temperature to grow in, but it's a very hardy plant. It will survive even harsh winters because, again, it comes from the mint family. Now, fresh sage is thicker than basil with a soft, downy feelings. They're tender and easily torn, but you want to chop them up or mince them before adding to the dish. But because it's usually sold dried out as a powder, you do want to add it at the end of the meal. You don't want to add it early on while you're prepping the dish.
Yes. Sage, you can use, a lot of people use sage when they're making like, I know one guy, he makes sage sausages. And he uses his sage to make his sausage. And like I think he does deer sausage, he does deer, pork, and then he uses sage, which is really good. And then he makes that in for Thanksgiving. He makes that into like his sage and sausage dressing or stuffing, whatever you want to call it. I think we did an episode, the difference between stuffing and dressing. Whatever you guys want to call it. Sage is just one of those things that has a very unique profile flavor to it. And I wasn't really a fan of sage a long time ago. I didn't like the taste of it, but which is weird because a lot of people use it in their dressing and in their stuffing for the holidays. So it's definitely one of those holiday spices that if you're not there on time during the holidays, you probably won't get any.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to get it real quick.
Now, according to this cooking recommendation, sage is going to have the similar effects to like salt and sugar on your food, in that it brings out other flavors that were already there that you wouldn't have tasted otherwise. So you can use sage in place of things like salt to make your dish more savory, to have it more taste to it without consuming all the extra sodium and saturated fats. And that's one of the things that makes it a more healthy herb to use in the kitchen.
Nice. So, have you used sage for anything?
Not recently. I need to though. But now knowing that it's a mint plant, and now knowing
do
hey,
not put sage in
hey,
ice cream, Levi.
Hey, hey, you're not the boss of me. But anyways, now knowing that it can grow in a warm, temperate environment, that it's also a very sturdy plant that's not going to easily die on me like other plants. Because unfortunately, while I do love plants, I forget they exist. And then next thing I know,
no. So
my plants die.
You don't feed
I
your
need plants. I do feed my plants. I just don't feed them as often as they need to be fed. So in order to stop me from murdering multiple different types of plants, I stick to plants that I can read up on, especially in books like this.
The low maintenance plants.
Yes, hardy plants, right? I need the plants to be strong enough to survive me, right? So knowing that sage is a hardy plant, that it is a drought-resistant plant, that it can survive harsh winters type of plant, I'm going to be adding it to my collection outside. And then you'll find all these wonderful things I do with
I
it.
just better not come in here and you have me taste sage ice cream.
Why not?
Or a sage ice, like root beer float.
Probably not, but it says it makes a great tea.
That I do believe. I actually had
So
sage tea
so
before.
what if I were to make like a hot chocolate and I would add like cinnamon and sage in it?
I don't think sage goes with hot chocolate.
We'll find out.
Ooh. All right, next time on
No, I'm joking.
hot chocolate with
figure it
Levi
out.
and sage. Oh man, so sage. That was sage. If you guys have anything, what do you guys cook with sage? Hopefully not ice cream.
You're about to have like every witchcraft performer.
And
You're
that's
talking about
enough.
like how they cast evil spirits out of the house with
And
it. Like,
yes,
hey,
and
knock
that's-
yourself out. I'm not going
That's
to
what I
tell
was
you
getting
not
ready
to.
to go into next. Sage also is a spiritual cleanser.
Sure.
You can use sage to cleanse your house, your home, or wherever you're at. If you feel like there's spirits lingering around in your home.
Yeah. That's the tradition behind it. Yeah.
Do you believe that works?
I mean, okay.
I know we're off topic. We're getting off topic, but I really I'm curious.
Look,
Like
I
I'm
think
throwing
that a
some
lot
sage
of
on the
what I
spirit.
think that a lot of what we perceive as spiritual is a lot more to do with our mental health, our mental state of being, right?
Ooh, interesting.
So do I believe that burning sage or any other herb inside your home is going to do anything to your home? Probably not on a physical level. However, if it helps you mentally, if it helps your soul and it helps your emotional state be more at rest, then it did help.
Interesting. Okay. So if you want to buy sage, you can actually go to Walmart or you go to HEB or whatever. They actually have these sage bundles. You can just buy them and they're already bundled up and you light them. Do I believe they work? That's what they say. I don't know. I never had to sage my place. I think the Bible kind of speaks against it a little bit.
I don't know.
It's called smutting or something like that. But anyway, that's kind of off topic.
I think that's a tradition that came about long after the Bible was written.
So next thing, cumin.
I mean, does knocking on wood keep off evil spirits and bad karma? No. But does it make you feel better? Yes. So do it if it makes you feel better.
Or knock on wood.
That's why these traditions, I mean, do we believe that there are evil spirits that live inside of trees? Do we literally believe that? No, we don't believe that. However, that's where that tradition started, is somebody would say something that was like unlucky, and they were afraid that an evil spirit living in a tree would hear them, right? So they would knock on wood to drown out, to make the evil spirit not be able to hear what they're saying. That's where that whole thing comes from, right?
Yeah.
But we don't literally believe anymore that evil spirits live in trees. No, we don't. If we actually believed that, we'd chop down all the trees, but we don't. But we still knock on wood. It's a tradition. It makes you feel better.
I know some people that smoke sage. Well,
Sure.
It's not really sage, but you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's talk about cumin. Cumin. So, have you ever heard of cumin?
Have I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever used cumin in any of your dishes?
I think my mom did when I was a kid. I do remember having like a bottle of it, I think, in our cupboard as a kid growing up.
So, cumin is very versatile. I know when I make chili, I use cumin. So, chili here in Texas with no beans uses cumin. Thought I'd throw that out there.
Could you make the exact same chili and then put beans in it?
No, we don't put beans in chili in Texas.
We do. We actually do. Listen, if you're going to let a bunch of politicians from the 1970s tell you how to make your food, that's up to you. But I'm sorry, my family's roots trace back to the Midwest. We put beans in our chili.
I like them both ways. I just like messing with Levi. So in general, cumin flavors like things like stews, soups, lambs, chicken dishes, sausages, breads, cheese, pickles, and also our favorite, alcoholic beverages.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
Continue on.
I want to know. What do you have? Did you have an alcohol beverage with cumin in it?
No, but I remember this bar that I worked at. Not bar, it was a steakhouse that I worked at in the early 2000s when I was waiting tables in college. They kept some behind the bar.
Okay. So cumin is a very popular spice in Asia, especially in India. So if you're familiar with India has they use a lot of spices in their food. A lot of spices in their food. I think on here it says they use like 6 kilotons of spices a year or whatever. So it's very popular in India. It's very popular in a lot of the other Arab cuisines. They use it in North Africa. They use it in like chickpeas, like their chickpeas, like hummus. The falafel. Falafel is a Middle Eastern dish, and it's also you can use it both as whole or you can use it ground. And once again, if you're using any of these seeds or any of these spices whole, the best thing to do is to roast it to bring that natural earthy, that natural flavor and the notes of that spice. Bring it out. If you just take a seed and you just ground it up and then use it, you're not using it. I'm just gonna say you're not using it the correct way. Roast it, then ground it, and you're gonna find out that the flavor of anything that you do is phenomenal. But I've seen people use cumin in drinks to help them with like colds or flus, even like sore throats. I had a friend who used to get a glass of water, and they'll throw cumin into their water, and they'll drink it like that. And I tried it; it was not pleasant. It wasn't my cup of tea. So,
Do you know where cumin comes from?
Well, where does cumin come from?
It comes from the Upper Nile, which we would call today Sudan.
So a lot of these herbs and spices comes from like I could say like the Middle East, North Africa, and all this stuff was, like you said last week, was imported or exported to these other countries. Like we were talking about coriander, it's not even native to Mexico.
No,
it's their main ingredient in everything that they have.
Well, yeah, because it was popular in Spain, and then it was brought over from Spain when Spain colonized Mexico and other parts of South America.
Yeah. So let's see, what else do we have here? Culinary, cumin, India. Like I said, Eric.
According to this, cumin was actually used to mummify the pharaohs.
Oh, I did know that. I did know that, and I think it if I'm not mistaken, then it cut down on like the smell. I think that's what it cut down on the smell, and it helped.
I would imagine it would dry their skin out really good to preserve it.
And it stops the decaying process because of that stuff. So we have try your cumin, get you some cumin, get you some coriander, and get you some sage.
Yeah.
And a lot of these herbs are actually used a lot during the holidays. So definitely go out there. I think we had one person watching. this person that's watching, do you use any of these spices? And if you do, what do you use them for? Do you use it for? And the person that is on, she is a great cook, by the way, a phenomenal cook. So I know she knows how to season, and I know she knows how to spice up the food. But
also, according to my helpful guidebook on herbs and spices and plants, it says that cumin is an easy plant to grow. That
you can't kill that
literally one. No attention is necessary except the occasional use of the hoe.
So you just want to just neglect your herbs.
I do neglect my. That's just you ever walk into a room and you forget why you're there? I'm like that about my entire life. So I have to remember, oh my God, I have plants. Have I watered it this week? Have I watered it this month? And I need that plant to at least be sturdy enough to survive me. You know what I mean?
So pay the money, get your herb.
Yeah, no, I'm going to grow them. I'm going to grow them out there.
So are you really growing it, or is it growing itself?
I'm providing space for it to grow. This is a mutual situation, okay? So I will provide like the bare necessities, and then it needs to survive. I'm not trying to like babysit plants. Like, I'm sorry, that tree out in the yard right there, it grows all by itself. It survives. Nobody waters it. Nobody pays attention to it. I need you to be like that.
Okay. So, Levi, I heard you went to a restaurant this past week.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience.
The place is called Pie in the Sky. In fact, I'm meeting an old friend and an old cousin that I haven't seen in a long time there after we were done recording here. But I went there last week. So I drive right by this place almost every day I go to work. It's just in a really weird like exit ramp location. So unless you are thinking ahead, like, hey, it's right here, I need to prepare to exit, you'll miss it. So for months, I have been driving by this place. It's called Pie in the Sky. It's on North Loop 336 and 2854. And I've been intending to stop because it's also a cafe. And it's also like a bakery. And so finally one day, I'm driving home from work. I see it and I'm like, oh, get there just in time. I had their chicken pot pie with their sweet potato fries.
Oh, nice.
And it was absolutely delicious. The staff there was very friendly. The pie was amazing.
What'd you get?
The chicken pot pie. Yeah, it's a pie, but it's like their crust was so thick and delicious and flaky. The chicken was good. All the vegetables inside the pot pie were good. But the crust was so incredible that I'm like, I just have to imagine their pies are this good too.
So you didn't get a dessert?
We're still in my book.
So you didn't get a dessert?
No. After work? No.
That would have been great.
Bro, their pot pie was like this big around. By the time I got done eating that, I couldn't even finish the sweet potato fries. But today I might get a pie if I have enough room in my belly.
I want to see that book real quick. I want to tell people to check it out. So look, this book is called, what is it called? Heirloom?
Here, hold it up to the camera.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to hold it up right here. Heirloom plants. It has vegetables, fruits, herbs, and flowers. Mm-hmm. This is actually a great book. I was actually looking at it, and it has a lot of great stuff in it. Yeah. I might get a copy and have it here in the studio. And if you guys have any questions, definitely hit us up on there.
Yeah. It's not like overly descriptive. It just gives you like a few basic facts, where this plant's from, how long humans have cultivated it, what kind of situations can it survive in, and why it's good to grow that plant.
So this is like planting for dummies.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you got runner beans, you got peas, just name a few. Mm-hmm. Idaho potatoes, Irish potatoes, Russian bananas. I've never heard of a Russian banana, but okay. Leeks, figs, different types of figs. Levi, you know what a fig is?
Yeah, I've had figs.
You like them? They're really good, right?
Really
would that
good.
be a fruit?
I believe a fig would be a fruit, yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it has coriander.
A fig's kind of like a grape, except it's not a grape, obviously. But it's kind of like a grape in that like it's a small fruit surrounding like a seed, but it's like really dried out. But they come from like palm tree looking things, don't they? 'Cause I've seen videos of people harvesting figs. It's like very dangerous. It's like these big palm tree looking things. They have to get all the way to the top of the palm tree, that's where all the figs are, and then they have to like get them down.
Yeah. So another quick thing about cumin, it is very labor intensive to harvest. Another thing about coriander, I think I already said it. People think that the flower tastes like soap. Do not try to substitute coriander seeds for flavoring for cilantro. It's not going to work. It's probably going to mess your dish up or your cuisine or whatever you're making more than anything. I use my cumin. I use it for my chili. I also use a little bit for my taco seasoning when I do my homemade taco seasoning. I may put a little bit on some poultry when I do like a dry rub. I use coriander, very little. I do like cilantro, which is the stem of the plant. I use a lot of that. Sage, I use a lot of sage during the holidays when I do my stuffing. And so with that being said, I don't know if we have any more spices that we're going to do next week. But if you have any questions about the spices, anything.
I think there's some we haven't touched on, like parsley and others.
Yeah, we have other ones, and we're not, like, I don't want to, like, I could sit up here and I could overwhelm you guys with facts and facts and facts with different herbs and spices. And that's not really what we're trying to do here. What I want you to do is, if you never heard of cumin, go try it. If you never heard of coriander, go try it. If you never use sage other than sage in an apartment, try cooking with it.
Right.
Remember, all seeds roasted first. Mm-hmm. Even your black peppercorns, roast your black peppercorns. You'd be surprised the flavor you would get out of a black peppercorn just by roasting it. What's that? What's the other? Sesame seed? Sesame seed is another thing. Roast your sesame seeds. Roast them until they turn golden brown, and I'm telling you, it would just open up that flavor real quick. Do you have anything else, Mr. Levi?
No. I mean, if you are interested in the book, it's called Heirloom Plants, a complete compendium. I know that word. I really do know that word. Of heritage, and it talks about like all these different old, these old vegetables and fruits and things you can grow in your backyard, how to save your seeds, how to replant, how often to harvest them. It's by Thomas Eddy and Lorraine Harrison, and it's published by... I had the name out a second ago, too. It's published by Ball Publishing. And then just a quick note on our social media.
Thank you for listening to Inside the Lunchbox. Did you know that we have social media? You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we post bloopers, updates, and more to those sites. Now back to the show.
Let's go.
Listening to Inside the Lunchbox.
So, with that being said, man, I think it's about time to end the show. So sad we got to end the show. We don't have to.
Well,
but,
I mean, we are live. We could ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble.
So look, on the 28th, we're going to a Jamaican restaurant.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, tell them about it.
So we're going to a Jamaican restaurant. I'll post the information on our site. If you're happen to be there while we're there, come and hang out with us. We're going to be doing we're probably going to be recording live, and kind of like our first official review on a restaurant here in Houston on the 28th of February. And then after we fill our bellies, we're probably going to go to Marshall's and watch some micro wrestling.
Is that the same day? Those are on the same day.
The same day. So we're going to go get fat, get full, eat some good Jamaican. And Levi has never had oxtails.
No. That's not something that normally happens.
He's never had and then I'm going to introduce him to Jamaican oxtails.
I mean, I've been to Jamaica. I've had Jamaican food.
Yeah, you had Jamaican food, but you haven't had oxtails. You haven't had the oxtails.
No, see, things like brains and tails and extra other anatomy parts are not, hooves.
So you don't eat like kidneys and stuff, like liver.
No.
Oh,
That's no. That
So you never ate like liver and onions?
No.
What? I ain't gonna tell you my stereotype behind that. You really never ate liver.
No,
right?
why would I? Okay.
Okay, so
I
here's
feel like I've
the
answered this question.
So-
No, we don't eat the throat. We don't eat the liver. We don't eat the lungs. We don't eat the heart. We don't eat the hooves. We don't eat the tails. We don't eat the other body parts. We don't. That's just not. That's not how I was raised. We were raised very specifically told you don't eat those body parts. That's unhealthy. It's even in the Bible. But like I'm not like I'm saying you have to follow the Bible when it comes to dietary rules. But that's just. Yeah, we were taught not to eat those things. You don't eat brains. You don't eat eyeballs. You don't eat.
Yeah, of course, don't eat brains. But I ain't gonna lie, I really thought you.
No.
When you said you haven't ate liver,
I've never eaten liver. No, I eat the muscle. That's what the meat is. That's what a steak is. That's what a hamburger is. It's the muscle.
Isn't liver a muscle?
No, it's an organ.
What is a heart?
An organ.
Hmm.
That's how they're classified.
But they also say your heart's the strongest muscle in your body.
It technically it is a muscle, but it's an organ specifically designed for like moving and fluctuating blood. Unlike your muscle, like your biceps and other parts, muscular parts of your body. That's what's considered meat is your muscles that are on your bones that move your body around. The heart, well, technically a muscle in the loosest sense of the word, it's actually an organ. Just like your kidneys, just like your stomach.
So what is the most weirdest thing you've ate? I know we got about 2 minutes left, but because you don't eat all that other stuff, so what possibly could be the weirdest thing you ate?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's weird that I ate it, but probably the most like far out there dish for me personally was when I was in Crete. And I ordered what I thought was going to be like a seafood pasta. And the pasta was like squid tentacles, suckers and all. Suckers and all. And I ate that because it was good.
It was
not fried calamari, little teeny tiny shrimp, squids that you deep fry and stick. I'm talking like a plate of tentacles.
They were moving?
No, they were not moving. But they had been freshly killed earlier that day. They were fresh. And they were like not roasted, but like what do you call not basted? It was in a saucepan with like olive oil and spices, and you just like toss it and warm it up.
It was marinated, hot marinated. And stuff.
Sure, it was like that, and they put it on a plate, and then they put like mollusks and stuff around it, like all this seafood that I don't normally eat. And they brought it out to me. That was my dinner. I mean, there were some kind of pasta noodles underneath, but like I was like, whoa, that is not what I was expecting. But I ate that. I ate that, suckers and all.
I know normally when you put soy sauce on a freshly cut like octopus or whatever,
I think it was olive oil.
Their tentacle starts moving. So would that
be
a muscle?
Yeah. Yeah, because squid tentacles, just like octopus tentacles. Well, no, I mean, squid tentacles and octopus tentacles are different. These might have been octopus, because octopus tentacles. That's not technically a tentacle. That's their arm. That's the straight up their arm they're feeling around with. Whereas on squids and other sea creatures, it's extra parts of their body. It's not like their arm or anything. It's like actually tentacles. But when it comes to an octopus, they don't have 8 tentacles. They have 8 arms.
Called tentacles.
Yeah, but it's all muscle. Like most fish is muscle. Like when you eat a fish, like what do you think's causing them to move back and forth like that to swim through the ocean? Muscle. That's what you're eating.
I mean,
that's why when you clean a fish, you pull all the organs out and you throw it back in the water. But when it comes to cows, for some reason, people pull the organs out and go, you know what? We can also eat this. 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 We can put this. We can pickle this.
He said pickle. We're going to have... Dude, I'm in
it might be a cultural thing.
It is a cultural thing because, you have chorizo and you have... Chorizo, I think, is beef cheek. And then they also eat, like, cow tongue.
Yeah.
Which I had it. So the weirdest thing I've ate, and I would never do it again. I wouldn't say that probably is the weirdest, but I would never. Is cow tongue. Nope. I took one little piece of that cow tongue, and I just barely touched like inside my mouth, and I think I gagged for like 45 minutes. That was horrible. I don't know why I did it. I should have never did it because when they brought the tongue in. Like it looked like a tongue, of course, but it has, how your tongue has those textures, the texture on it. So you got to tear that off. And that right there just threw me through a whole frenzy. So
Let me get this straight. You will eat liver.
no, I don't. I never said I ate liver.
Have you ever eaten liver?
I have, not by choice.
Okay.
I was
You'll
forced
eat.
to. And I
Have
would
you ever
never,
had pig's feet?
Yeah. Yes, I
Yes.
have.
Okay.
I've had.
So
pig
you'll
feet.
eat pig's feet.
I've had chitlins before too.
You'll have chitlins. You'll eat a tail. But when I put a couple crackers in some milk,
I was younger
You were
and I didn't
traumatized
know. I was
by
younger
that.
and I didn't know any better. Hey, pickled pig feet's good. I don't eat it now. I mean, if I eat anything pickled pork pig feet, I would probably float right the heck up out of this building. My blood pressure would be so high.
nah, man.
Just saying. No, I haven't had pickled pig feet since I was like maybe 8, 9 years old.
I just don't understand. Like, why would you eat a tongue or a tail or a feet or a liver or an organ of some kind?
Hold on.
When
tail is
baby
not an
back
organ.
ribs exist,
A tail is not an organ.
it's not. But it's a weird part of the of.
It
the
has
cow.
really good meat.
Have you ever had alligator?
No,
You okay?
I can't do reptiles.
What do you mean?
I can't do reptiles. I'm sorry. Is a frog a reptile?
No, that's an amphibian.
It's an amphibian, but it look like a reptile. They all look the same.
They do not all look the same. First of all,
I don't
First
do
of all.
amphibians. And
Okay,
I don't do
so
reptiles.
now talking about weird food because apparently reptiles are weird food. I've had snake.
I've had snake and I will never do it
Okay,
again.
I would. I've had alligator.
Ugh.
I've had turtle.
I can't. So I was told, like I've never cooked alligator, so that's what I'm sorry.
really
This
good.
chef has never cooked alligator. I cooked a lot of other things, but not alligator. But alligator is also one of those things you have to be very careful with. It's like pork. Like
Like
once you
sushi, you have to be very
like
careful
once
with
you
it.
kill it and
Mhm.
stuff, like you better throw that slap joker on ice because is like you need to go ahead and cook it, and once you kill it, go ahead and cook it.
Yeah, it's kind of like sushi. You have to
Yeah.
have like very specific training. You have to be very careful how you prep it.
I'm good on the gator.
I didn't cook the alligator. Like the alligator was already dead, cooked. I just was like, hey, put alligator on my tacos.
You know what? I had ostrich.
Oh, see, that's what I try.
Yeah, ostrich was real good. It does not taste like chicken.
I would
Yeah, I'm-
imagine that a non-chicken doesn't taste like chicken.
Well, they said snake tastes like chicken.
That's because chicken is the most basic food, so we think of it when we try to compare other things to it. Because it's the most common food that
Well,
all humans have
if I could
probably
comp-
eaten at some
If I
point
could
in their
compare
lives.
ostrich to anything, this
Yeah.
is weird. I had it inside of a breakfast burrito,
Mhm.
and I took the meat out after he cut it or whatever. He cut it into nice little pieces. I took it out, and you know what I compare it to, and this is just my experience. Maybe the way that he prepped it made me think this, but it reminded me of a steak.
Might be the way it was prepared.
But it was actually good. And he was,
See, I'd imagine ostrich tastes like
no,
venison.
but I can't eat the egg though. I'll eat an ostrich, but that egg, it messes with my mind seeing a freaking 6-pound egg and you crack it open and I just can't do it.
I'd try it. You scramble it, I'll eat it.
All right, well, folks, what is the weirdest thing you tried? Let us know on Inside the Lunchbox.
And keep it about food.
keep it
I don't
about food.
want to worry about like other things you all put in your mouths.
All right, folks, we're good. We're out. If you have any questions about spices, let us know. We love you. You guys are awesome. Next week, let me see if we can find anything else about spices. If not, we're gonna go on to the next one. Let's go. Inside Lunchbox. We're out.